Aquarius, today Uranus, the reversed current, and the call of dawn stand before you uninvited, undeniable. They are not just symbols. They are echoes from your soul, revealing what you once tried to hide from yourself. They uncover the undercurrents that have drained your energy, and they announce an awakening that can no longer be delayed. Uranus reminds you freedom is a sacred gift. But if you lose awareness, you may hand over the keys of your life to someone else. The reversed current shows the presence of a relationship or a situation that seems calm on the surface, yet quietly pulls you off course. The call of dawn urges you to release what is outdated in your mind, to choose truth even if it stings. Because truth is the only wing that can lift you out of the old cycle. If you refuse this call, the path ahead will remain heavy, exhausting. But if you listen, you reclaim strength, clarity, and direction. This is the lesson the universe offers you. Do not mistake false silence for peace. Do not confuse delay with wisdom. Aquarius, you were not born to stand still. You were born to carve new paths for humanity. So pause for a moment, take a deep breath, place your hand on your chest and whisper, "I choose to listen to the voice of truth." Then, write these words in the comments below to anchor this energy on your journey. When you write it, it is not just words. It is a contract signed with the universe itself. Those long, heavy nights, those sudden doubts, those moments of feeling lost in a crowd, they are not accidents. They are whispers of intuition, warning you that something misaligned surrounds you. When Uranus speaks, shadows often borrow the clothing of light. What looks like gentleness may secretly hold a desire to control. Do not blame yourself for loving or for trusting. In your essence, to give love is a sacred act. What matters now is your loyalty to your own sensitivity. See it not as weakness, but as your lighthouse guiding you before the storm arrives. Remember this, your sensitivity is your strength. It lets you feel the tremor before the quake. Around you, there may be someone who once knew your every breath, who knew exactly what pain makes you hesitate, and who skillfully planted tiny seeds of doubt like fine dust scattered on water. They are not open enemies. They often appear wrapped in concern. I only want what's best for you. But hidden inside that concern is the invisible needle of you can't. Aquarius, this is the moment to learn one of your greatest lessons, to tell the difference between genuine kindness and subtle control. Setting boundaries is not selfish. It is the highest act of self-love. When you dare to say no to what is wrong, you open the door for what is right to finally step in. This message has found you because your energy is vibrating at a new frequency. The challenges you've just gone through were not punishments. They were tests helping you understand your own strength. Stand tall, keep walking, and leave a comment. I am the free flow of water, no one can hold me. Those words are not just a declaration. They're a mark you carve into your soul's journey, telling the universe you are ready to open a new door. Aquarius, the Seven of Swords has appeared in your reading. Not to accuse you, but to shine a light. It rises exactly when hands are moving in the dark. When someone's quiet calculations aim to gain an advantage, or at least to slow down your natural freedom. I'm not calling you to criticize or condemn. I'm calling you to observe without panic. To listen to your first impressions. To remember who once guided you before other voices came in. And to place yourself once again calmly in the seat of your own destiny. You are being upheld by a silent dignity few people ever see. Just when you were about to let go of what's essential, something stopped you. Call it intuition, protection, or what I call it, a loving presence. There is an ancient soul, wise, flowing in the same current as you, quietly walking with you from a place of deep knowing. She needs no name to exist, no ritual to be noticed. She shows up in the coincidences that save you. In the delays that stop a blow. In the dream that brings an answer when you wake. She's watched you in the moments you don't even remember. Laying a hand on your shoulder when you were afraid to choose. Whispering to you, wait. When urgency tries to lock you in a cage. This presence becomes even clearer because the cycle is shifting, calling you to a higher clarity. Notice in these recent days the small signs coming to you. Messages that clear up confusion. Glances that reveal contradictions. Pauses that speak louder than 100 words. You're not losing your mind. You're not exaggerating. You're feeling the net loosen. The air rushing in. Things falling into place because you've chosen truth. The moon card in your reading doesn't only warn of outer darkness. It also shows you where you're deceiving yourself in the effort to keep something alive that cannot be sustained. You who love so deeply with moving loyalty have at times confused love with rescue, taking on the role of savior for what cannot be saved. You've stayed in the cold, believing your warmth would make winter pass faster. That action honors you, but life does not ask you to live without fire, just to light the fire for others. Looking at your moon chart, I feel how long you've walked with a heavy heart. Enduring gestures that left you confused, justifying mood swings that weren't yours to carry, accepting relationships that only worked if you gave more than was reasonable. Today, judgment falls on all of that like a bell waking the sleepers. It calls your name, showing you clearly that this phase has finished its purpose and is closing. Not as punishment, but as maturity. What once was a learning experience has grown heavy. What once needed care now needs boundaries. What you once mistook for unconditional loyalty now demands reciprocity. And you are ready to say with a soft and steady voice, I remain where truth lives. I withdraw from what only consumes. I give where giving nourishes me and does not drain me. You've swallowed your words to avoid making others sad. You've taken blame that wasn't yours to keep someone from leaving. You've apologized for shining too brightly. You've hidden your sensitivity as if it were a flaw to be tamed. But that version of you is cracking, collapsing under its own weight. And yes, it hurts, because every crack is an act of honesty with yourself. Do not fear the movements now appearing. Do not fear the distances that mark themselves out. This is the moment of Aquarius reborn, the moment to learn the difference between love and rescue, between loyalty and blind sacrifice, between true silence and false silence. When you dare to step out of the old, you are clearing the way for truth, for freedom, and for yourself. Aquarius, there will be conversations you cannot postpone. There will be relationships that reveal their true place. The moment you ask for respect for your own rhythm, your own heart, you may notice awkward gestures, shifts in tone that feel strange, explanations that come at the wrong time. Don't rush to cover them. Don't look away. Observe them the way the ocean observes its waves, rising, falling, returning clear again. This stirring is purification, sweeping away the fog so light can appear. And in this movement, you are not alone. I sense a masculine presence, steady, protective, watching every step you take with a care that words can barely hold. It may be a father, a grandfather, a loved one who stumbled many times, and now from a radiant place walks with you so you will not repeat the silences that once brought you pain. They are proud of you, not for what you've proven on the outside, but for how you've stood firm when no one was watching. For the quiet courage that allowed you to keep your gentleness in a world that sometimes demanded you harden. If lately you've heard voices in your dreams, if you've stumbled upon a feather in an unexpected place, or a song appeared just as you hesitated, don't dismiss it. These are subtle signs, gentle touches reminding you to trust your intuition, reminding you that the compass of your life is in your own hands. Try this with me now. Place your hand on your chest, breathe deeply, and say slowly, I break the contracts of pain, I honor my sensitivity, I walk in truth, protected by light. Let those words ring like a bell, arranging the house inside you. Stand in that echo, and feel your spine grow straighter, your mind grow clearer, the noise sink away, until a calm clarity rises without proof, simply because you know. The Seven of Swords also brings you a lesson in strategy. Not every problem can be solved with an open heart. Sometimes you need discretion. Close the inner doors others may have entered without permission. Change a password. Withdraw access, not out of suspicion but for the sake of peace. If a conversation always leaves you uneasy, let it grow shorter. If secrets keep leaking, guard your private life more closely. If your decisions grow harder because you spoke your plans too soon, hold them in silence until they are strong enough to stand. This is not coldness. It is wisdom, the art of protecting the seed before the storm. And judgment arrives now to confirm this truth. When you protect what matters, blockages dissolve. Energy flows where it belongs, your body stops resisting, and your natural rhythm returns. You've carried invisible accusations on your shoulders, that you are too sensitive, too attentive, too demanding. But the truth is this: when you are in harmony with yourself, you harmonize with your world. When you are at peace, your home is at peace. When you feel safe, those who love you feel safe too. What matters is not coldness, but such clarity that the world around you falls back into order. In the coming days, whatever no longer matches your frequency will step back. It may become awkward, it may grow distant. At first, letting go can hurt, but staying in emptiness hurts far more. Trust your judgment. You will see glances, behaviors you once could not explain become suddenly clear. Don't play a role, don't dramatize. Respond with calm, the way the ocean returns to the world what does not belong to it. And pay attention. A small encounter soon may become pivotal. It may be a chance conversation, a message at an odd hour, or a passing comment at a table. But that small moment may open a great new path. Aquarius, when the final piece fits and the picture is whole, there will be no scandal, no shouting, only inner understanding. When you see the full view, let yourself feel relief instead of anger. Every doubt resolved, frees energy. And what you need now is pure energy for the steps ahead. Do not search for someone to blame. Search for responsibility, beginning with the care of yourself. Your task now is simple. Step calmly away from what drains you. Nourish what sustains you. The moon in your reading carries a mystical gift. Dreams growing sharper because you are peeling away the layers that once confined you. When this happens, memory opens, pointing to the way forward. If you dream of clear waters, a home freshly cleaned, or the last suitcases packed just right, you are entering this transformation. If someone from your past appears in a dream, ask yourself what unfinished thread seeks resolution. Perhaps in your heart, perhaps in words when the moment is right. And if you wake with heaviness in your body, do not blame yourself for moving slower that day. Something deep has taken place in your sleep. Honor that effort with kindness, with gentle steps, with silence, with a carefully prepared meal, or with a salt bath to ease the clinging weight. The collapse of the influence that once surrounded you has already begun, not because you wished harm, not because of punishment, but because the subtle laws of life always move to restore balance. When a will keeps insisting on meddling where it was never asked, it loses its own power in its own game. When someone tries to bind with words, their tongue will grow tired and the knot will come undone. You do not need to watch that collapse. You do not need to search for details. You do not need to clap or console. You only need to quietly give thanks that what belongs to you will return to you and what harms you will leave without argument. Right there, a new road begins to open, demanding choices that favor you. Judgment speaks clearly. Stand up, brush off the dust, face the road, choose with self-love, and step into the life that is already in your hands. You did not come here to repeat what failed. You came to heal what others have taken for granted. That is why you sometimes feel misplaced. That is why your care is so easily misunderstood. It's also why you demand toughness from yourself, when your real medicine has always been measured gentleness. Now you will use that gentleness more wisely. You will set boundaries without explanation. You will say no when your body is tired. You will say yes when your soul speaks, even if no one else understands. You will learn to keep joy without turning it into currency. You owe no one your happiness. You don't need permission to be well, nor shrink yourself to avoid stirring someone else's unease. If these words touch you, anchor this movement with a small conscious act. Write a letter to yourself, no overthinking, telling yourself what you need right now to feel who you truly are. What responsibilities you're carrying. What habits are feeding you. What presence is protecting you. Place that letter under your pillow for one night and read it aloud the next day. This simple act will reorder what your heart has already decided. And to seal this path, leave an affirmation in the comments. I choose truth, I bless my boundaries, I open my path without fear. That affirmation is a seed you plant, adding strength to every Aquarius soul reading these lines. Aquarius, take a deep breath. There is still a missing piece, and it's about to appear. These days, when you least expect it, a clear sign will bring you face to face with a bright truth. It will call names, places, even dates that were once hidden. Your intuition will recognize it instantly, because this truth does not bring confusion, it brings peace. And the question will be, what do I do with this truth? How do I walk forward without losing my calm? What blessing will this new beginning carry? When the cards allow me to tell more detail, hold your heart steady. Let the declaration you just spoke become the lifeblood of each step. Tend your rest, tend your faith, because history has already shifted in your favor. Soon, if you hear news of someone who once hurt you now facing trouble, a breakup, a loss, a forced look at their own darkness, do not rejoice. Do not pity. Look beyond. This is only the invisible scale balancing itself. It is proof that the spiritual law, slow but sure, always completes its process without you lifting a finger. Because your soul, Aquarius, has moved onto a higher road. A road that does not feed resentment, but builds clarity and inner stillness. That clarity now pushes you to act differently. Do not go back to pages you've already read and understood. Do not cling to ties that are only gasping. Do not fall into the illusion you can change someone who does not wish to change. The most important transformation is yours, and that alone opens a new world before you. Of course, every transformation has its price. There will be people who cannot stand the new warmth inside you. They will say you're cold, that you only think of yourself. But the truth is, you are not cold, you are sensitive. And what confuses them is that they can no longer manipulate you. At last, you have drawn the outline of your emotional boundaries. This is not building walls. It's learning to manage keys and thresholds, choosing which door to open, which door to close. It's time to close the doors you left ajar just to avoid facing silence. Because that silence does not condemn you, it sanctifies you. It is not hostile emptiness. It is an intimate refuge where you can hear your own soul speak. Once you make peace with yourself, you will no longer accept crumbs of affection, because companionship without respect and true care is only noise. You are ready now for that fertile silence, the peace that doesn't depend on anyone, the quiet that comes when you release the cord tied to what insists on leaving. What is meant for you can only arrive when your energy is freed from what has lost its rhythm. Something ended long ago, a story that has already given you everything it could, yet you've kept it alive through habit, through fear, through misplaced tenderness. I understand, because letting go feels like loss. But ask yourself, is what you fear losing the very thing keeping you from what truly belongs to you? Aquarius, that question is the key to your new chapter. Your soul needs an empty space to welcome what's coming. The universe cannot pour fresh water into a cup already filled with what is old. So don't fear silence. Don't fear inner change or a painful ending, because on the other side of every ending, rebirth is waiting. And you, child of wind and water, know better than anyone the law of cycles. The current shifts, the vapor rises and rain returns. Now you are no longer just a stream dodging stones. You have become the vast ocean with a quiet depth and a still surface. No levee can hold you. And in that expansion, I must tell you with honesty, an important choice is drawing near. This choice won't let you stand in the middle. It will place you at a crossroads, between the familiar and safe, and the inner call toward a larger horizon. Between outer soothing and the inner light rising from within. Do not rush, but do not delay out of fear. Listen to your body, to the tingling in your solar plexus, to the dreams repeating themselves, to the instincts arriving before thought. Your intuition is like a finely tuned antenna. It already holds the answer, waiting for you to act. And when you step forward, choosing from truth instead of habit, a door will open. A door you had never imagined. It may come as an unexpected opportunity, an invitation that makes your heart tremble, a relationship born of a new language, a reunion that heals what was left unfinished, or a turn of events that shakes your world in the best possible way. Do not resist. Do not retreat into the old shell. You've crossed too many storms to reach this point. You've healed with patience. You've held up your inner house even while outer winds raged. Now it's your turn to receive. Receiving is not waiting still. It is opening your heart, being present, trusting the waves to bring you to shore. Release the burdens. Release what no longer resonates. Release the whispered words you spoke in loneliness. Open your arms to serenity, because what is coming is not random luck, but delayed justice, slow but never lost. And you, Aquarius, are worthy of it. This justice is larger than you imagine. Now that you've seen who envied you, who placed dark intentions on your shoulders, now that your soul has been illuminated, why still suffer under weights that aren't yours? The most sacred challenge has begun, returning to yourself. It sounds simple, but it is a deep journey. Returning to yourself is picking up the pieces you gave away to fit patterns that were never yours. It is recognizing the feelings you hid to protect others. It is daring to look inward without the whip of judgment. Right there, true freedom opens. A freedom that needs no permission. You are not broken. You are a work of art being remade by your own wise hands. You are wood shaped smooth by the sea. You are a new form born of experience, from half-hearted loves, but also from unyielding gentleness. From silences that taught you to hear what no one else hears. And from sensitivity, which has never been your weakness, but your most powerful instrument. For a long time, they made you believe that feeling was collapse, that you were too fragile. But now you know, you are the antenna, you are the compass, you are the ocean sensing the currents long before the waves reach the shore. And you no longer need to apologize for the depth of your emotions. You will not explain away your timely tears or your sincere love. You will not shrink yourself to fit small spaces, because you did not come here to lower yourself. You came to live fully, to overflow, to flow toward the shore that this new cycle is opening. Aquarius, just as the wheel turns in your Arcana card, the chariot moves forward with steady reins. Everything begins to find a new order. What you once thought was a trophy reveals itself as your release. The pain that bent your back now becomes the wisdom that helps you stand tall. What has been lost is making room for what is new. And what is approaching. Child of air and water will surprise you. An opportunity is quietly drawing near. I do not say this as a random blessing. I feel it like a whisper in the signs, like a spark of light in your eyes. It may appear in the smallest detail, a short message, an unexpected invitation, a slight shift in your daily routine, and from there a quiet hallway opens toward a different life. You will have to choose, to say no and stay bound to what's familiar, or to say yes calmly and step through the doorway your soul has long dreamed of, the place where you reunite with yourself. But before you cross that door, there is a private act you need to complete. Forgive yourself. Forgive yourself for resisting more than necessary, for keeping silent so as not to disturb anyone, for trusting what had no loyalty, for staying where you were not cherished, for giving away too many chances. Understand this, it was never weakness. It was humanity. It was a generous heart. It was your choice to live purely in this world, and it cannot be stained. But now it is enough guilt, enough invisible chains, enough stepping back out of fear, because you are no longer walking alone. You are walking with yourself, with the strength of your ancestors standing behind you. There is something I want you to remember, like a breeze across your throat, or a soft note deep in your soul. There is an ancient presence walking with you, a loving guardian sitting beside you as night falls. Their only wish is to see you choose life instead of just survival. That means releasing everything that does not resemble the landscape you dream of. Releasing relationships that scatter your focus, habits that drain your energy, inner stories that weaken you. You cannot pray for peace while surrounding yourself with storms. You cannot demand healthy love while accepting crumbs for fear of emptiness. You cannot speak of freedom while your hands still grip what no longer exists. And about the darkness, the one who once sowed malice in your path can no longer reach your shore. Your energy has risen. Your light has become your armor. When you choose for yourself, the universe activates its network of care. No magic and no shadow can pierce a heart that knows it is worthy. If you pay attention, you will notice the quiet change, a new peace that no longer depends on outer conditions, a certainty that something inside has been rearranged, even if the outside seems this. This is the sign the threshold is open. Not everyone is ready to cross, but you are. Your soul has already spoken. It no longer wants to lull itself with habit. It no longer wants to repeat old scenes. It no longer accepts worn-out connections. As you rise a little higher, you begin to see the stage with new clarity. You notice faces with no masks. You hear intentions hidden inside words. You can tell who leaves their routines for true love and who stays only out of fear. You understand now there are paths that were never yours, and you don't need to walk them just to prove anything. And the most beautiful part, Aquarius, you will see yourself as you've never seen before. No guilt, no chains, no fear of mistakes. No disguises weighing you down. You'll be able to tell yourself with gentle pride, this is me whole, alive, with marks I do not hide from. And that is the threshold you're preparing to cross, the threshold of freedom, of self-authority, of a chapter your soul has long awaited. Aquarius, strength does not come because you became perfect. It comes because you've touched the truth of who you are, That recognition is enough. You don't need to be all-powerful. You only need to be present in your truth. I want to speak of the letters your soul has written, the inner words you've whispered to yourself, like touching old photographs with care, because justice has planted its sword upright. Its scales have stopped trembling. And death, the card so many fear, is nothing more than transformation. It has been quietly stripping away what blocked your wisdom from shining through, and in your sleep it has whispered, "Trust your intuition." The chariot, your symbol of movement, waits for you to take the reins. This is the moment your hands rise from the mud to move forward with new purpose. The chariot doesn't roll because everything magically fixes itself. It moves because you've honored your feelings, and you are steering yourself toward clearer waters. So right now, I invite you to declare with your whole heart a blessing over this journey, sealing this energy into your life. Repeat after me. I choose my peace. I close what has hurt me. I open to what honors me. I release, I forgive, and I receive what is mine. So it is, so it will be. Do not search for fireworks or noise. Let this decree settle inside you like a candle burning quietly. Because when the cards rest, their final revelation remains. There can be no real progress if you keep speaking harshly to yourself. The language you use with yourself is architecture. You are either building a home or building a prison. And you, who know what it means to build a sanctuary, deserve a place where your heart feels safe. So when the inner voice accuses you for mistakes, for not seeing soon enough, for giving too much, your task is to answer with gentleness, to tell it you have learned, that you don't need punishment, that mistakes are lessons. Over time, you'll find it natural to choose what honors you and to release what drains you. What feels like a bitter goodbye today will turn into a clear thank you tomorrow. What looks like a cliff today will reveal itself tomorrow as a bridge. And you may ask, how will I know this turning point? I'll tell you, it will taste like truth. It will not sell you illusions. It will ask for your presence and give you peace. It will calm your stomach even when your mind wants to control it. It may arrive as a project that finally respects your rhythm, a person who listens without invading, an inner shift that restores peaceful sleep. When it comes, don't punish yourself for trembling. Trembling before beauty is natural. Remember, even the ocean trembles as it kisses the cliffs. But it persists because it knows its mission is still to be the sea. And I know sometimes you doubt your strength. You wonder if you'll fall back into old patterns. So I tell you what I learned from the hermit, the elder of light, who walks slowly so he does not repeat himself. You do not need to rush. You only need to light your lamp each night, to look honestly at yourself, and gently adjust your path when needed. That is how you hold your power without losing your softness. That is how you build a new life, free of chains. Aquarius, if one day you stumble, if you slip back into an old habit, do not collapse, stand up. Return to your breath, return to your soul's command, return to your inner ocean. The water-striking stone never surrenders. It only learns to flow better. And when the past knocks with its memories, do not hate it, do not romanticize it. Thank life for its lessons. Remind yourself that your inner home has changed. Your keys are new, and some songs no longer belong to you. If someone calls you selfish for choosing yourself, smile deeply from your soul. Because self-love does not make you less generous, it makes you more authentic. And authenticity is the only thing that truly nourishes those around you. For love born from fear decays, but love born from respect takes root and blossoms. You are rooted now in what honors you. Perhaps you're noticing the signs, feathers on your path, repeated numbers on a clock. Know this, you will recognize them. When life rearranges, reality winks at you with sweet alignments, with small confirmations. But don't wait for every light to turn green. Step forward with care and with trust. The light will appear as you walk, like lanterns lighting one by one at dusk. Before we close, let me send you a warm embrace and a truth worth more than gold. You are not lesser because you loved without limits. You are not lesser because you trusted those who could not hold love. And you are not lesser because you tremble now. Courage is not the absence of trembling. Courage is walking forward, even with shaking hands. Every step you take counts. Every boundary set with love builds strong. Every time you say no to what drains you, and yes to what uplifts you, the ocean within you grows clearer. And when you look back, you will see the constellation of light you yourself have lit. And you will know everything has led you here. Right here, in this quiet moment, I tell you, your path is not closing, it is opening, And what is coming will exceed anything you imagined, carrying the taste of reunion with your truest self. It will bring signs that make you smile from the inside. Dreams will sail again like ships released. And once more it will invite you to love from a different place, to work with a new purpose, to choose with deeper awareness, to live with an open heart and an unbound soul. And if any part of this resonates like a bell inside you, seal it with a sacred gesture. Write in the comments, "I seal my path with peace and truth." This small but powerful act declares to the universe and to yourself that you have chosen you. Thank you for letting this voice comfort you, for not giving up in the winter. Remember, every scar is a shield for your soul. Remember, the moon must empty before it can be full again. And remember, Aquarius, with the gentle dignity of one who has come home, you will never be silent out of fear. You will never shrink to fit small places. You will never abandon yourself just to keep someone else. Your light, child of the skies, is the sacred flame in the night, and the world is finally ready to see it, to be warmed by it.